Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Leo September 10, 2024. With today's moon, you gravitate to activities that help you feel intimately connected to someone or a project. Today's Venus-Uranus minor challenging transit can inspire whims that detract from what you truly need. The atmosphere is ripe for surprise elements, and staying flexible seems your best bet. Today's Mercury transits can also stir confusion or worries about your future or about not being on top of matters. Conversations can be vague or even loaded. Either way, getting straightforward answers or directions isn't a given. Avoid putting too high expectations on yourself today, and let yourself explore your ideas and desires without making commitments. In astrology, our planets and luminaries are often seen as the most powerful and important factors within the sky. However, asteroids are a more modern addition to our cosmology and show nuances that illuminate depths of humanity. Pallas, an asteroid that ties to wisdom, strategy, diplomacy, and courage, shows us how to strike a balance between the masculine and feminine. Today, she parades into the heavens of Sagittarius, encouraging us to pursue wisdom, exploration, and curiosity. We will be invigorated and excited around these themes for the time to come. Is there a question of authority at work? You may wonder who is truly in charge when the Sun in Virgo opposes Saturn retrograde in Pisces. There could be a change in the hierarchy at work. Someone may be moving up or down the ladder. You may also wonder how much power you have at work. This question may linger on your mind if a coworker or supervisor is seemingly challenging you at your job. Try not to become frustrated. Everything will eventually fall into place with who answers to whom, and who is responsible for what. Get in touch with your feelings today and communicate them to those you care about. Use the celestial energy to empower your own relationship with yourself as well. Like with any relationship, ask yourself what you really want from yourself: a healthier lifestyle, more friends, less time working, more fun on the weekends. This kind of honest chat with yourself will create changes more quickly than you may think. Start with now. What would make you smile? This will be the most important period of the year for you, so don't miss the boat. Indeed, the vibrations will be asking why. Oh, you to have a lot of personal initiative. This isn't the moment to fall asleep. You are in an active and dynamic phase, and the action you take will probably affect your future. This would be the ideal moment to think about changing your job or where you live. So, be yourself, express your personality, and be creative. If you do all this, nothing will be able to stop you. While Mars is settling into his first weekend in your home and family sector, Mercury is working to keep the focus on the playful and creative aspects of life, and Venus is emphasizing your relationships. Meanwhile, a clash between the Sun and Saturn is testing your ability to balance work responsibilities with personal time. With Pluto back in your career sector and Mercury joining the Sun in your work sector tomorrow before the new week starts, this serves as a timely reminder to manage these aspects effectively. The Moon's departure from your relationship sector yesterday was always going to leave you feeling more emotionally engaged and aware. However, as the only visit while Venus, the planet of love, is here, this leaves you better able to get the most out of her remaining weeks. Meanwhile, in his last full day, in your romantic sector, Mercury is working to give your heart a voice and to put heart and mind on the same page. Our eyes in the sky. If you've ever been caught in that push and pull of wanting something deeply, yet feeling unsure of how to approach it, you're certainly not alone. We all experience those moments of longing paired with hesitation, those times when our desires feel powerful, but our path forward seems unclear. Today might bring some of those feelings to the surface, gently nudging you to confront them. But here's the thing, it's completely okay to take your time with this. There's no need to rush into decisions just because your emotions are heightened. Have you noticed how, when you give yourself a moment to pause and reflect, the right path often becomes clearer? It's like taking a deep breath after running suddenly. things start to make sense again. One thing to keep an eye on today is the temptation to overindulge as a way of coping with these intense emotions. We all have our go-to comforts, right? Whether it's reaching for that extra slice of cake, pouring another glass of wine, or getting lost in endless scrolling on social media, it's easy to turn to these distractions when we're feeling uncertain. And while there's nothing wrong with treating yourself now and then, today might be a good day to stay mindful of those impulses. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, will this truly make me feel better in the long run? Often, what we really need isn't another quick fix, but simply a little space to breathe, a moment to reflect on what's going on beneath the surface. What if today, instead of reaching for that temporary distraction, you chose to sit with your feelings and see what they have to teach you? Despite the emotional challenges that might arise, there's also a powerful sense of mental and physical strength running through you today. You're stronger than you think, and this is the perfect time to tackle those tough decisions you've been avoiding. Maybe there's been something weighing on your mind for a while, a choice you've been putting off because it feels overwhelming or because you're unsure of the outcome. Today, you have the clarity and courage to face it head-on. Have you ever had one of those moments where you finally made a tough choice, and even though it was difficult, you felt an immense sense of relief afterward? That's the kind of energy you can tap into today. Trust yourself. Once you've made your decision, stand by it with confidence and resist the urge to second-guess yourself. Remember, you've got this. Think back to a time when you wanted something so deeply, but hesitated because of the unknown. Maybe it was a relationship that felt right but required a leap of faith. Or perhaps it was the desire to open up and share your true feelings with someone, but fear held you back. We've all been there, standing on the edge of wanting more but unsure of how to move forward. Today, instead of letting anxiety take the wheel, try to embrace those feelings with curiosity and self-compassion. Give yourself permission to explore what's behind that longing. What is it that you truly crave? Is it connection, understanding, or simply the comfort of being close to someone who gets you? And remember, you don't have to have all the answers right away. It's perfectly okay to take your time, to sit with your feelings, and to weigh your options before making any decisions. Sometimes, just allowing yourself to feel those emotions without judgment can help bring clarity. Have you ever noticed how, when you stop fighting your feelings and instead give them space to exist, the right path often reveals itself? Trust that in our own time, you'll find the clarity you're seeking. On the professional front, your energy and courage are at an all-time high. You're ready to take on the world, and you have everything you need to achieve your ambitions. But here's a little reminder: proceed with caution. It's easy to get sidetracked by intricate details that might seem fascinating but ultimately distract you from your main goals. Have you ever been so focused on one tiny part of a project that you lost sight of the bigger picture? It happens to the best of us. Today, try to approach things in a level-headed and sensible way. By concentrating on the most important tasks, you'll avoid unnecessary delays and reach a successful outcome more efficiently. Keep your eye on the prize and trust that you're moving in the right direction. Now, challenges may arise along the way, but here's the good news: not every difficult situation is as critical as it seems at first glance. When you're faced with what feels like a crisis, take a deep breath and react calmly. It's easy to let emotions flare up in stressful moments, but if you allow yourself to stay grounded, you'll notice that most disturbances blow over without causing any real damage. Have you ever found that after taking a step back and giving yourself some space to breathe, what seemed like a major problem wasn't so overwhelming after all? Today is a gentle reminder that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Just stay calm, stay collected, and trust that you'll make it through.